Who are you? Where are you from? And how long have you been doing music?
My name is Marble Queen. I'm from Wichita, Kansas, born and raised. Um, Technically, gosh, okay. I know that this is like a cheesy response, but like from the time, actually, even before I could speak, like my mom said I was singing. So I grew up in music. I grew up doing choir, all of that stuff. I actually went to Butler for my first years of college on a vocal music scholarship. I was in an a cappella group. Shout out Butler Acapella.
Shout out to Butler Acapella. Shout out to all acapella groups.
Shout out, yes.
Yeah. Shout out to choir in general. Yeah. I'm coming from choir as well.
Period. Shout out also to activity scholarships based in the arts that help kids have access to free education because
Absolutely.
that was a huge blessing for me.
Yeah.
But in terms of like doing music semi sort of professionally, I guess, it's actually been like a year and a half now, I think, since I really got into it. To make a long story short, I met FYI and he got me and my partner Giovanni involved at the cookie store, and I was doing some features on his music and then Giovanni's music, and then Morgan and Reese were like, why aren't you doing music? And I was like, I don't know, that's a thing I can do. And so yeah, here I am, still doing it.
Right. And I was actually going to kind of segue into that via the choir thing because I know you were in choir. And beyond that, just in general, you do have a great singing voice.
Thank you.
So before you recorded your very first song, what was your initial goal with music, if at all? Did you ever have a plan to do any secular music, or did it just happen to you?
Gosh, that's a good question. I think in the broad scope of things, like I've always known that I wanted music to be a part of my life. Definitely back in the Butler days, I like bargained with myself a lot. I went to Butler with a secondary education major for English. And there were times like when I was there where I was like, dang, maybe I want to do music. But I think I was looking at it, at least at that time, through the lens of like, if I do this, I have to get a degree in it. And you know what I mean? So
Yeah, it was
definitely
coming from a college standpoint.
yeah, right. That in college mindset, like, oh, what if I have to change my major? Which I did end up doing, but it was just to English. And then,
Did you go very far in college? Did you graduate or did you drop out?
yeah. So I actually have my Bachelor of Arts. So my Bachelor of Arts is in English Language and Literature
Right
from WSU.
Right
Shout out Wichita State
Yeah,
University.
shout out to WSU, yeah, absolutely.
I graduated from there. What would that have been? Spring of 2021.
Okay, so post-COVID graduation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could only invite 4 people to my college
Damn.
graduation. That
Damn.
shit sucked.
Yeah, I bet it did, yeah. Because you didn't really have a graduation. You had a simulation.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like a simulation of a graduation. But you know what? Like, I got to see all my family after. I got to celebrate with them. It felt so good to get that.
Yeah.
That was a huge goal for me.
And so post-graduating from college
Yeah.
in a post-COVID world where you were still kind of rickety on whether or not you were going to do music or not.
To be so for real, when I graduated college and I had my English degree, by that point, like, I was just singing in the shower. I had no concept of having music be like a career path for me. I
Yeah.
think at that point I had resigned myself to like, I'm gonna do the grown-up thing and get a big girl job. And I've always been passionate about working with kids. From the time I was pretty young, I was always torn between music or like being a teacher.
Yeah.
And I even considered maybe being a music teacher.
Yeah.
But I love English too. So by that point, really, I wasn't even thinking about doing music. I mean, I guess at that time I was a churchgoer.
Yeah.
And I got involved with the worship team at the couple of churches I went to. So that was a huge outlet for me, just in terms of like a volunteer opportunity to still be singing regularly. But yeah, I mean, post college, we're getting back to that. I was not even thinking about my music career. I was trying to be a teacher. Really, truly, I think that I had just kind of decided that music was going to be just like an outlet for me.
Yeah.
It was just going to be
side thing, kind of a hobby.
I never really thought, at least like in my adult life, right, that I was going to like try to pursue like a performing career, like a singing performing career, until I met FYI.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's actually, I never really thought about it like that, but yeah, like I really.
Which is funny, that was Giovanni's story too.
Yeah.
When I interviewed him, it was very much so the same of, hey, I ran into FYI, he's doing this thing with these people, I guess I'll do that too.
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know, when you have people that you love doing it, and then you like meet this community of people who are doing it too, and who are actually really fucking talented and good, and like,
Thank you.
yeah, no. The first cookie store show I ever went to, I was like, oh my God, like we have this level of talent in Wichita.
It's a little different, yeah.
And I mean, I knew that we had a lot of talent in Wichita, but yeah, there's something about like, I'm so big on like community, and I think just knowing that there was a community of people trying to make this thing happen, and like collaboratively like supporting each other in their mutual goals, like that was so appealing to me. And I was like, what like safer, like more comforting and accepting environment could I be even trying to do this in? Like this, it felt like it just intuitively made sense. Like, well, I'm already recording with the Cookie Store. I have friends who sing at the Cookie Store. Like, why not like invest in myself and give myself a chance and see if this is something that I can do? Yeah. Because I always knew I was a good singer. It was really like the singing and performance part is super easy for me. It was really the like, oh, I'm gonna like really have to like buckle down and like learn how to be the songwriter I want to be. Yeah. And accessing that part of myself has been really awesome. And yeah, it's therapeutic too. I'm
actually gonna skip my next question, come back to it, because we end up landing to your debut EP based off of what you said, which I was there for pretty much the entirety of.
Yes, you were.
And from my perspective, it wasn't there one moment and then it just appeared.
Yeah.
So is that how it happened, or was it more complex than that?
I mean, like, more or less, like, that is kind of how it happened, because I was piecing together some originals, because I was like, you know, when I'm performing at shows, like, I want to have some original work to be performing. And I had been with the Cookie Store for a little bit at that point, and was just really trying to hone like my songwriting skills and finding ways to collaborate with like our local producers here. So yeah, it was one of those things where I was like taking my time with it, but then I kind of set a deadline for myself.
Yeah.
Where I was like, you know what, girl, like, you don't got to do a full length album, but like, why not like shoot for an EP?
Yeah.
At that point I had like 2 or 3 songs written. I know one of the first songs I wrote was Shine.
Yes, shout out to Michael Black.
I was going to say huge shout out to Michael Black. Always just sharing like his beats and resources in the Discord.
Yeah.
I think at that point, actually, you had sent me the beat and you were like, hey, Michael Black's wanting me to like get some of his beats out, get into the hands of some artists. Like, you were like, I heard this beat and thought that like, I thought of you. Like, it just felt like something you could write to.
Yeah.
And I was like, at that point, like a year post leaving my toxic ex and my toxic relationship. And
good for you.
Thank you. Yeah. And I was like, I kind of want this to just be an anthem, like an anthem for those who have like been through some hard shit, like regardless of the context. For me, the context was like relational, like a toxic relationship, and like finding my shine again, like rediscovering who I was and like basking in that and appreciating it. Yeah. And so that song came really easy. Like, it really did. And then, yeah, I would say I just gradually kept just practicing my writing skills. Smooth came shortly after that.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I was like, you know what? Like, let's try to get an EP out by the spring. I think my initial goal was like March or April.
Mm-hmm. You got to push back just a little bit. But we did have it come out. I think it came out in May, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out in May.
Yeah.
I think the last piece of the EP, when it was finally done, is when we were able to do Everything Stays.
Yes,
with the new beat, passing all the copyright clearances.
Yes, it was a hassle. Cartoon
And I had to
Network was
even,
not
if
fucking
you
with
remember
us.
when we did distribution, that was the holdup. Because I will say shout out to Rebecca Sugar. If you are a Adventure Time fan, Steven Universe fan, you've heard their work.
Shout out to Rebecca Sugar.
Shout out to Rebecca Sugar. So I had to give them credit for that beautiful song.
But fuck, was it a bitch trying to get that shit clear? We were just trying to pay homage, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Twas a labor of love.
Cartoon Network was not fucking with us.
Cartoon Network was not fucking with it. I am so happy it cleared. Very grateful that they
allowed us
me
to,
with that, that
they
song.
allowed us to do a rendition, but we could not get that actual version. Yeah, they was not fucking with that, which is cool because we was able to make a
make
really
it like a
version.
cookie store version,
yeah.
like a cookie store Marble Queen version. And I think I hope if Rebecca somehow heard it today, they would be like, wow, like that is a tribute to this beautiful song that means so much to so many people. That song got me through a lot.
Yeah, me
that
too.
was
I didn't know nothing about it until you had sang it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad that like it's just a beautiful song that brings comfort and healing and got me through some dark times. So just kind of like going back to like just discovering who I was again and like coming out with this EP, I was like, I need to do this song. Like this needs to be in there.
Yeah.
Cause really the Marble Queen EP, if you listen to it, like it's a hodgepodge of different types of songs because I'm honestly still finding my sound. I might not ever have like a set committed sound because I just love so many genres of music.
Yeah.
But like I think the overall, like the common thread, I guess, amongst all of it is just like healing.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. I'm here for that.
I think in each way, each song on the EP like either is like reflecting on trauma or like in some way like healing from it, whether that's like deciding to pursue a romantic relationship like we see in Smooth, or like singing an anthem for yourself and how amazing you are and Shine, and just like learning to appreciate your shine again, or like Everything Stays, which is just a song about let's just slow down, like everything stays, time passes, like life happens and we get through it.
Yes.
And so I feel like I'm rambling, but
well, the next question was actually going to be talking about your inspiration behind the completion of this EP. And to clarify, I don't mean the inspo behind the making of each individual song. I mean what made you want to finish and release your first ever record this year as opposed to any other year, or not at all. So you say that you started recording and then you was like, well, let's just try to get an EP out by the spring. What was that motivated by, that thought?
Really, like, I think it was motivated by like, man, there's so many amazing local artists that are putting their music out there and showing the community who they are.
You want to get into the pool too?
Yeah. I wanted to just kind of my original name for the EP, if you remember, I was gonna call it Debut, which is a little cheesy.
I like it. Which we did ended up changing it to just your stage name.
I just wanted it I think the reason I was like, I need to have an EP out by this spring was just like, I need to prove to myself that I can actually do this, first off. And like I felt like I just had a lot that I wanted to say. It's been super therapeutic for me. Like my therapist said from the start when I started working with her over 2 years ago that she knew music would be instrumental in my healing. So I was just like, you know what? I want to put this out there. I want this to be my debut. I want to show people who I am. And hopefully people can connect with my music. Yeah. And it can help them in some way. So I wanted it to be my debut, and I opted to do self-titled just because I was like, this is just a little sampling of Marble Queen. Let's just see what people think. And then when you have like other artists that you know that are putting out music, like there is that like not like overtly competitive, like, oh, I gotta be better or do better. It's really just like, oh, I see you. You're like putting stuff out.
Yeah.
Like that iron sharpens iron.
Exactly.
And you know, FYI had put out Kingdom of Cain.
Yes.
That previous fall.
Yeah.
Did amazing. Giovanni was working on his Cheaper Than Therapy project, which took him a while.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want to put something out there, like.
Yeah.
So, and it was really just a self-discipline thing for me, because, gosh, those who know me really well know that I deal with a lot of mental health and physical health issues, and sometimes that does kind of derail plans or goals or objectives. But I was like, no, girl, it's 5 songs. You can get this done by this spring. You can get it done by this May.
Having to do with your mission, you mentioned your album name, which is your stage name, and that's a representation of not only your love for wildlife but also your queerness. So when approaching songwriting, what's your motive behind making the music?
Oh, I think like that's a good question. Authenticity, honestly, is a big thing for me. And as we were talking off screen before we started this interview, I haven't really been able to do a lot of writing lately because I just haven't felt like I'm in that creative space. But, and I'm still learning to be able to access that creative side when I'm not feeling like 100% my best. But for me, like, my music and what I'm trying to do with it is just really be true to myself and give myself an outlet and a platform to just embolden myself to be my authentic self.
Yeah.
You know, so like in terms of my message and like what I think about when I'm writing songs, it really comes down to authenticity and speaking my truth. Throughout my life until recently, and I mean even still it can be hard. It's been historically hard for me to speak my truth. I tend to people please and tell people what they want to hear.
Yeah.
So songwriting for me is like a way to drop that mask, that facade, and really just be able to speak authentically in many different ways, just whatever I'm processing in that moment. And yeah, when it comes to like Marble Queen and what she represents, like Marble Queen really is like, I don't know, just for life, for animals, for the people. And yeah, being queer is a part of my truth. Like, I'm in a straight passing relationship. But I'm queer as hell. I'm omnisexual. I'm also demisexual. And yeah, I mean, I think luckily, like the last few years, we've got such an increased level of representation in media and entertainment for us queer folks. But yeah, and in terms of like expressing my truth and my authenticity, being able to be honest and transparent about that part of myself is really nice. Like, because in years past, like I wasn't out. I wasn't able to just be like, this is who I am, deal with it.
And now you got an outlet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good outlet. And yeah, I think that being a part of that community, I want to try to contribute to that community as much as I can, and just be real. You know?
In my personal experience, whether that be on my own or working with other artists, as soon as the first project drops, most folks are immediately ready to drop the second project right away. So what's next for you musically? And what is your music making process?
Yeah. So when the Marble Queen EP came out, I ended up being super sick that day and ended up having to stay home. So my EP was dropping and like people were hearing it for the first time and I'm stuck sick at home. But in a way, like having that day off was a blessing because I ended up writing a song that day. And I remember commenting like, yeah, y'all, I'm already on my next project, already on my next song.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
It was a good feeling. I definitely feel like since May, my momentum has really slowed down a lot. I'm in the midst of trying to navigate my physical health.
Which is always a job.
Always. And it just takes a lot out of me. I'm pretty sure I have an autoimmune disease of some kind. My mom has fibromyalgia, so I'm like 99% sure that's what I have. But of course, like being in America and
Yep.
with our healthcare system, like
Yep.
it's just it's taxing. It takes
Yes,
a
it
long
is.
time,
Yes, it
especially
is.
because I really am seeking a diagnosis. Um
I
that's
got
really
well
important
wishes
to
for you
me.
moving forward to get that, by the way.
Thank
Because
you.
I know it's hard, especially with the world that we living in right now.
It is hard, and I'm not gonna lie, like it's really affected my mental health. Like I think I literally had a doctor's appointment today that was honestly like not what I needed it to be.
Yeah, I'm
And it
sorry
was
to hear that.
discouraging. And so yeah, right now I've been having a hard time accessing that side of myself, the side of myself that feels creative and feels free and feels excited to share my truth, because lately my truth has been pretty sad.
Yeah, that's very fair.
But like, you know, if a cornerstone of Marble Queen is authenticity, I think what I'm processing and what we were talking about, you know, earlier is like, you know, maybe Marble Queen has some sad songs.
Yeah.
Maybe she's able to explore the depth of the human experience through her music, and maybe it doesn't have to be what Alexis would like Marble Queen to be. Because I guess for those of y'all who don't know, which would I guess be most of y'all, only a few people know this, I've been working on a project that I really want to be super kawaii, super fun, super wholesome. And that part of myself is very authentic and real. She's just been hard to access lately.
Which is very fair. Yeah. It's hard to be creative all the time. And I think a lot of people who don't make stuff don't understand that.
And everyone that I've talked to, all the different artists I've talked to, they all kind of have their own process. I've been told by some people like, well, it's normal to need breaks between projects. Like, give yourself time, don't force yourself. But then I've been hearing from other artists where it's like, well, even if it's not something you're going to use, you really need to keep writing and keep trying to hone that skill.
Yeah. Which is hard to do because you don't always want to write something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like these days, to be so for real, when I get home from my big girl job, I don't have the spoons for much. And so sometimes the idea of trying to sit down and write, like it's just daunting. But in terms of my songwriting process, typically what I do, I have a lot of amazing producers that I know that have either sent me beats or made beats for me.
Yep.
So I'm super blessed in that I have like a good catalog of music to write to. For me, the track comes first. And when I'm writing, I really focus on like what the tone of the music is conveying to me.
Yeah.
And then I think about like musically, like, okay, what melodies do I want to incorporate? So I figure out the notes and the melody of what I'm wanting to write.
Yep.
And then I fit words to it.
Okay.
And usually those go hand in hand, right? So like if I have a beat that feels really energetic and exciting, like I'm gonna know like, ooh, this is like a major key, and I'm gonna play around with like this fifth major, and I'm gonna do this cool little run for my hook, and then it's like, okay, this feels like really fun and bouncy, like let's fit some words to it, you know? So the music and the lyrics go hand in hand, but the music part comes first, and then I fit words to it.
Do you have a favorite that you've written so far?
Ooh.
It could either be something that's on the EP, it could be something that is just in general. You have a favorite piece of yours that you've put together this year.
Honestly, and technically I guess this would have been into last year. And I swear this is not a shameless plug for Live at Stardust, except it actually is also, because Live at Stardust just came out.
It is out.
I'm obsessed with it. The whole meaning of the project was amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it. It's so beautiful. So I guess there's a little bit of bias there in that I love that this work was a part of this project. But honestly, like my favorite thing that I've written to date is Forever.
Okay. Yeah. I'm very happy with that song.
I'm so happy with that song.
Yeah, very proud of it, yeah. That beat sat for 3 years with no vocals before y'all said something to it.
That is so crazy.
You know, nobody could come up with nothing. I played it for a bunch of people, and nobody could come up with anything else.
I remember when you were wanting more artists to write to the tracks we had predetermined for that project. I fell in love with that track.
Yeah.
That's a you track.
Yeah.
You made that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so beautiful and wholesome, and like talking about like getting a vibe for what the song should be about based on the beat.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't originally kind of what you pictured for that beat.
Yeah.
But I really did just like it opens with forever. That's how long I'm going to love you. That's how long I'm going to need you. And I'm listening to this like when I'm in like the happiest relationship I've ever been in, and I'm actually able to access that ooey gooey, like super gross, cute, whatever love.
Yeah.
And it's really meaningful to me, my love.
It's meaningful to me too, yeah.
Yeah, so getting to write that and then being like, hey Giovanni, so like I wrote to this, like, do you want to write on it with me? Yeah. And then the just super sweet verse that he came up with, and then the reception it got, because I remember we kind of soft launched it last year.
Yeah, everybody was freaking out about it.
People were freaking out about it at Kirby's.
Yeah.
And I was like, did we just write like a love song? Like a real love song that people can relate to and like enjoy? And it's just so beautiful.
Yeah. It's hard to do. Yeah. I'm very grateful for y'all for doing that.
I'm grateful for you trusting us with that beat and with this project.
For sure.
Because I know how much it means to you.
What is your relationship with the cookie store, and what does it mean to have your debut come out through them?
Man, the cookie store, like, we're a family. I really feel like that. I really truly feel like if it weren't for you and Morgan, like and FYI, have to give credit to FYI.
Shout out to FYI.
Because he's who brought me here, and he really does motivate and inspire me a lot too. But I mean, really collectively, like if it weren't for y'all, if it weren't for Giovanni, and if it weren't for FYI looking at me and being like, dude, like you could do this, like I wouldn't be doing it. I really don't think I would. So I just feel a sense of community, a sense of purpose. I know that we all love each other and care about each other and genuinely want to see each other succeed, and to be surrounded by people who just see that for me and whose talent I see in them. Like, it's just a cool feeling. It's a cool community of support, and I'm really grateful for it. And yeah, having Marble Queen come out through the cookie store, and getting to see my music received by the community and the following that the cookie store has gotten, like, means so much to me. I remember that first month, like, we got a lot of traction on it, and I really didn't know what to expect. So it was super meaningful to me, and was just a reminder to me of like why we're all here doing this. Yeah. To amplify each other's voices and to just build each other up.
Yeah. My favorite game is the way I like to end every Love Child Radio. It's called the Playlist 3. It's a scenario where you're performing somewhere and you do your full set, and on the last song somebody comes in and they hear you doing like the last 30 seconds of your last song, and you're like, holy shit, I was caught in traffic. I totally missed this entire fucking set. What are 3 songs of yours that I should go and listen to right now to get the best idea of what your music sounds like?
For sure. So I guess disclaimer, my full discography isn't super long yet. Let's say you missed the set and you saw like the last 30 minutes of Shine, because that's usually what I end with. That's my favorite closer. I'd be like, okay, first off, like, listen to the whole thing, because if you like that last 30 seconds, you're gonna think this is a banger. It's really fun, really encouraging. Honestly, like, second would be Smooth. I really, really love that song. I love getting to play around with my vocals on it. It's really jazzy, really smooth, for no pun intended. Yeah. And then the third, I know I keep talking about, I feel like I've talked about the same 3 songs. And I know this is technically a cover, but Everything Stays. Like, that song means so much to me. Yeah. And I love performing it live, because the Adventure Time fans freak out. And I think it's just like a testament to the fact that the fandom community is strong. But yeah, I think if you wanted to get like a vibe for just like the different things Marble Queen can do and kind of like what her sound is, what she's going for, it would be Shine, Smooth, and Everything Stays. I think gives you kind of like helps you see how eclectic my music is, and yeah, overall just get a feel for like what I'm about and what I try to do in my music.
Right on. Appreciate you for stopping by. Last song that is going to play is Shine. I need you to introduce it and let folks know where they are listening to it at.
Okay. So yeah, up next is Shine by me, Marble Queen. This song is available anywhere you listen to music. It's part of the Marble Queen EP. Definitely please give that a listen. Marble Queen EP is only 16 minutes long, so nothing crazy, not a huge commitment. Shine is like a good 3 minutes. It's like the perfect little radio song. So if any radio stations, other than Love Child Radio, want to put it out there. But yeah,
Absolutely.
you can listen to it anywhere. And I hope it helps you feel super shiny and fresh and happy.